So over this last week when I've had some time, I've been working on getting the setup of my new laser engraver dialed in. Longer was kind enough to send me the 10-watt version of their RAY5, and it's been a lot of fun this last week getting to know the machine and learning how to use it. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen I've done some cutting and some engraving tests, and I've been really happy with how easy it is to use and how nice the projects have come out. Mostly I've just done a few different iterations of my logo, as you can see here. One thing I'd like to use this machine for is to laser engrave my logo into projects I build for family, friends, or customers. I think something like this would look very nice, and it's very easy to do. Then I was scrolling around on Thingiverse looking for a real project to do, and I came across this little nativity, and I thought it looked great, so I went ahead and made it. This is 4 layers of 5mm plywood. They're individually cut out and then glued together. It's really lightweight, so it could be hung on a Christmas tree, or it stands up on its own, so it could be put on a bookshelf or something like that. But as I said, I've also been working on trying to figure out a permanent setup for this laser. Now I'm very limited on space, so finding a permanent home for this was a bit of a challenge. Where I have it set up, it's not ideal, it's not perfect, but I think it'll work. So the laser is right over there. Let me get this camera turned around and I'll show you what I came up with. So here's my laser set up. It's in my little CNC room, and yes, it's on a piece of plywood sitting on top of a filing cabinet. Like I said, not ideal, but I think it'll work. Over here to my left is this little fan sitting on top of my 3D printer, and I have that there to help blow smoke and fumes out of the door while I'm using the laser. And then if we swing around over here to the right of the laser is my little mini mill. So I'm not sure if this will be the permanent location of this laser, but for now it's going to work. So since it's been in here, Longer's been kind enough to send me a few upgrades for it, and with the help of the 3D printer I've made a few of my own. So let me bring you in closer and show you what I did. I wanted the laser on this piece of 3/4 inch plywood so it had a nice sturdy base underneath it, but I also didn't want to worry about it shifting or sliding around. So I made these feet and these risers for it to keep it from moving around on the plywood. Again, these are files that I got off of Thingiverse and I just printed them out on my 3D printer. So there's one of these little feet in each of the 4 corners to keep the laser in place. And then these risers are designed to fit right over the top of the feet, and it raises the whole laser up 30mm. And those little risers allow me to increase my Z height for certain situations, like the cutting tests I want to do today. I also printed this little holder for the focusing cylinder. And over on this side I have the pump for the air assist and a drag chain to keep everything nice and tidy. The air assist kit and that honeycomb work surface you see under the laser are 2 of those goodies I was talking about that Longer sent me. And this 3D printed cable management bracket is another thing I found on Thingiverse. It's actually designed for the Auteur laser, but I made it work. So this is my setup for now. Longer does make an enclosure for this with built-in dust extraction. I'm hoping that's the next thing they send me, fingers crossed. If not, I'll have to build my own enclosure and I can pipe it right out this wall. But for now, I just run it with the door open, this air assist on, and that fan blowing across it. And speaking of air assist and fans and all that, I am set up to do some test cuts. I have several different wood products of different thicknesses, and we're going to test the cutting ability of this laser. We're going to try to cut material up to the maximum thickness that the manufacturer recommends and beyond. This should be good, so stick around. Alright, so I made a file in Lightburn to do a 50mm long cut at 150mm a minute at 100% power. And I made the file to take up to 10 passes, so once the material is cut through and it drops off, I'll just stop the program. So at that speed and power, I'm expecting this laser to cut through some of these materials in 1, 2, maybe 3 passes, and for the thickest, densest materials, I'm not expecting it to get through at all. But I am curious to see what it can do, so let's get this test started. So we're starting here with 5mm plywood. As you can see, I've already used this material, so I'm sure this will cut in 1 pass, but let's check it anyways. Air assist and glasses on. And just as I expected, 1 pass. And I know from doing this before that this laser will actually cut through this material with 1 pass at probably twice that speed. But it was a good test anyways. All right, this is a 1/4 inch thick or 6.5 millimeter hard maple. Honestly, I don't know how that was still hanging on after the second pass. Maybe just right here where you see a little bit of clean wood, it was just hanging on right there for some reason. You know, I didn't refocus the laser after the last test. I figured this was close enough to the same thickness that it wouldn't matter. So I'm going to go ahead and refocus it for this particular piece of wood and see if that changes anything. All right, the laser is refocused, so let's run that test again. So there you can see with the laser focused properly, it nearly cut through in one pass, and then it got about half, 3/4 away through the second pass, and the piece fell off. So with 1/4 inch hard maple, if I slowed it down to maybe 125 millimeters a minute, I'm sure that first pass would just go through real clean. All right, here we go with a 1/2 inch thick piece of pine. So that's 3 passes. It hasn't fallen off, but I'm going to check it anyways. As you can see there, it was just barely hanging on. I'm going to run this test again and let it go till it falls off. I do see the laser coming through the piece of wood in most spots, but I don't think the focus is good enough to cut all the way through. So that was all 10 passes and the piece didn't break away. You can see the back where it's cut through somewhat, but not 100%. Hopefully this will focus here. This is the top of the piece, and you can see that is really charred. It's burned a lot more than the bottom of the piece. But here on the other side of the cut, the burning is very even. It just didn't get all the way through it. As I mentioned in my original video, one of the files that Longer sends you along with the laser is this chart. It's a list of different materials and the recommended speeds and power to use to engrave and cut them. Now the only solid woods they have on this list are basswood and pine, which are 2 relatively soft woods. But for both of them, they always recommend 100% power, and as the wood gets thicker, the speed goes down. So for any wood 10 millimeters and thicker, they recommend 100 millimeters a minute. They also recommend that you reduce the focal length by 1 to 3 millimeters. So for the remainder of my test, I'm going to reduce the speed to 100 millimeters a minute, and I'm going to try that focal length reduction trick. So let's make those changes and see how we do. All right guys, here we go. 1/2 inch pine at 100 millimeters a minute, 100% power, and a reduced focal length by about 2 millimeters. I can see the laser coming out underneath the piece of wood almost the entire way, so as far as I'm concerned, it's cut. I'm going to stop it right there, see what we got. For some reason, it just wasn't cutting that back bottom corner. And that produced a lot cleaner cut on both sides with a lot less charring. Let's see how this does using those same settings. 100 inches per minute at 100% power on a 1/2 inch thick piece of walnut. That was actually pretty surprising to me. 1/2 inch walnut, 2 passes, and it's cut real clean. All right, let's give this a shot. It's 3/4 inch Baltic birch, which measures at 17.5 millimeters. So we did 10 passes on the 3/4 inch Baltic birch plywood, and it's about 3/4 of the way through, I would say. It's still holding together pretty good. Let me see if I can break it the rest of the way. So there you go. It got through everything except about the last 3 plies and that bottom veneer. I have a piece of walnut the same thickness as that Baltic birch. So let's see if it handles the hardwood better than the plywood. That's 4 passes and it's almost cut all the way through. I can see the laser going completely through the piece of wood most of the way. There's a little spot right there, kind of in the middle, that is not cutting. But there it picks up again, goes all the way through the wood. There's something towards the middle of the cut that's hanging it up. I'm just going to let it go all 10 passes and see if it gets through. So I double checked the measurement, and this piece of walnut is about 1 millimeter thicker than that Baltic birch. And as you can see here by the underside of that cut, it almost got all the way through. I was watching the bottom of the cut, and this centerpiece wasn't cutting for some reason, but on either side it was cut all the way through by about the 4th pass. So for some reason, just that little piece right there wasn't cutting. One thing I am noticing is that when a piece is cut and then you keep doing passes on it, it just really chars and burns the wood really bad, which of course makes sense. So that tells me at a given speed and power level, you want to do just enough passes to get through the material and no more. And honestly, I'm not really surprised that the laser handles solid wood better than plywood. Just with the nature of plywood, you have grain that's constantly changing direction, you have adhesive layers to deal with, and with a hardwood, the grain is just a lot more consistent, and I think it's easier for the laser to deal with that. Now earlier when I tested the 1/2 inch material, the laser seemed to cut through the walnut easier than the pine, and that did surprise me. So I have a piece of pine the same thickness as the walnut I just cut, so I'm going to put this pine on there and see how it does. Well, that is almost all the way through in 2 passes. So the laser seems like it's getting all the way through the whole way. That would probably just snap off really easily right now. But I want to see if it'll fall away on its own. That looked to me like it was 95% cut after about 2 passes. So I'm going to go again, let it go for 2 passes, and see how far we get through. All right, I was a little bit late on the stop button there, but that was a good 2 passes, so see what we got. All right, this is that piece of pine, 18.3 millimeters thick. That's the top of the cut, and that's the bottom of the cut. So 100 millimeters a minute at 100% power, cut through 18 millimeter pine in just 2 passes. So I have seen some conflicting numbers on this machine online. Some sources say it'll effectively cut through 15 millimeter thick wood, but Longer, the maker of this, says 20 millimeter wood, so that's what I'm going with. Now to be fair, this chart that Longer sends with the machine doesn't talk about cutting any plywood or hardwood. As far as cutting through wood goes, they give numbers for basswood and pine. Basswood and pine are both pretty soft woods, so based on that test I just did, cutting through that 18 millimeter thick pine, I think cutting through 20 millimeter thick wood is pretty realistic. That said, I have this piece of teak that's 24 millimeters thick, and this piece of walnut that's 27 millimeters thick. I'm going to throw these on the laser and see how it handles them. So the laser did make it through either one of those, and that's fine. I didn't really expect it to. They're far too thick for the capabilities of this machine. But what's interesting is it seemed to cut quite a bit deeper into the walnut than the teak, and the cut is cleaner. There's a lot less burning on the walnut. Here you can see the two side by side, and the cut is noticeably deeper in the walnut than the teak, and the teak has a lot more burning on it. According to my calipers, the depth of cut on the walnut is 21 millimeters, and the teak is just 14 millimeters. Now I don't know if that's due to the density of each wood or maybe the color, but this laser does seem to cut walnut better than other hardwoods I've tested. Now I'm going to put that light wood versus dark wood question to the test. I have a piece of ash that is right at 20 millimeters thick. I'm going to put it on the laser and see how it cuts. So for this pass, I reduced the focal length just a little bit. See if it can get deeper into the wood. It's not quite there, but it's real close. I thought I saw one spot where the laser did get all the way through. But I think it's at a point like when we saw earlier where more passes just aren't going to make a difference. That's it. It looks pretty close. Let's check it out. So here's our piece of ash. As you can see, we almost got all the way through it. And if this focuses enough, you'll see those two little black pinholes right at the tip of my finger. That's where the laser just barely got through. So let's see really how far we cut. It looks like it got through about 18 or 19 of those 20 millimeters. So what are my takeaways from this cutting test on the RAY5? Well, the recommended speed and power sheet goes up to material 15 inches thick, and I think you could do that no problem. And you'll have better luck cutting softer woods than harder woods, which is exactly what Longer tells you. They give you numbers on here for engraving bamboo and hardwoods, but not for cutting it. Realistically, for me, I don't see myself ever wanting to cut anything more than maybe a ½ inch thick or so with this laser. If I need to cut out anything thicker than that, I have a CNC machine and a bandsaw. So I hope this video gives you some realistic expectations when you're trying to cut different thicknesses of wood on the RAY5. One thing that I learned is that beyond a certain depth, the laser just seems to lose focus, and no matter how many passes you do, you're just not going to get through that material. And also, this machine just continues to impress me the more I use it. I was pleasantly surprised when it cut through that thick piece of pine in just 2 passes. If you're new to lasers like I am, if you saw anything in my setup that you think would work for you, feel free to use it. If you have any questions about the setup or anything I did, post them in the comments below and I'll be sure to get back to you. In the description will be links to tools and items that I use and have worked for me in my shop. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.